Yep.
All right, let's move into topic number one. This one won't take very long, but this was a question that somebody brought up in the Facebook group.
We're on topic 3.
What?
I was looking at Dan's face too. I think he had the same thought as me. Like, aren't we on topic 3?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I was going to say, yeah. We've just these have been like short topics.
Yeah.
So we'll probably just do this one, and then we'll move on to photos because we've already gone about 51 minutes. But topic one, the question the collector asked, he says, "How much does FOMO really control and influence your collections?" And I thought that was a good question because I feel like the answer to that has probably changed from what we would say 5 or 6 years ago.
Yep.
Where are you guys at in 2025 with worrying about pieces and making sure you get one?
FOMO does not exist with me anymore because I've been doing it for so long, and you learn that, if you miss out on the piece, it will come back around. There's always going to be one, just be patient. If the price isn't right for you, if, the space situation isn't right for you, just let it go, and it'll come back around. These things always do. And just when you think, or when you stop looking for something, it's going to be right there. And I used to be like that back when I started in, 2015 or something. You want to get everything that goes up. And back then the pre-order was a little bit more, it was kind of like you definitely did it. Whereas now people are waiting, and, there's always the secondary market where you can find a better deal. And even with the lower ESs, for the most part, you'll be able to find that piece. So, I mean, look at your own space, plan your own thing out. Don't worry about what your buddy's getting. And if you can actually, not just say, hey, I can enjoy what other people get. Don't just say that. If you actually can do that and enjoy when your buddies get something, like one of my family members just got the tactical throne. Loves it. I didn't get it, but I enjoyed watching him get it and unbox it and send me pics, and can't wait till I go to his house and see it. I have no plans on getting it. I can't wait till Matt gets it. Can't wait till Chris gets it. So if you can actually do that, where if at least somebody is getting it, that's part of the hobby too. That's still you enjoying this stuff, and just like Dan says, be happy with what you have. Ever since me and Dan had that conversation, that's kind of stuck with me. Just be happy with what you have, and there's always going to be that next great thing that comes out. But when you're new to this, it's very easy to just want to get everything, and then the calculator goes off in your head. Oh, it's a payment plan. Oh, it's whatever, a credit card, or I'll pay for it later. You just keep, deferring payments and kicking the can down the road. It's going to come back to bite you. So if you're patient, wait till your finances for that particular one. Don't pre-order something because it's going to come, that payment's going to come sooner than you think, So, and don't worry about ES or sold out. There's multiple places to get it from, not just eBay, or we have all these retailers. Just be patient. And that's from an older collector now.
Right.
That wasn't young Billy.
Yeah. And I was going to say it.
Like, well, wait a minute. That guy's got it out. I got to pre-order this. I'd have like 10, 15 pre-orders.
I don't know if you guys watched, I did a top 5 ways to enjoy collecting in 2025 video. And, it's a lot of what you were just saying, a lot of what Dan and I were talking about, and you were talking about in Orlando, is about the enjoying what you have, and, just the enjoying each other's excitement, which really does help with that. I know, especially whenever I was first starting out, I saw a lot of FOMO in the community that I didn't really understand. I remember like the Thanos on Throne and like pieces like that, where like everybody was just going crazy. And like, I don't see that happening anymore. With the last couple of years, I don't see that need to like latch on. Although you do see things like the tweeter head busts. A lot of those have sold out. Although they found, like, I think Chad said they found like 10 or something like that. If you're still wanting Mr. Freeze or some of those, but it's like some of those, because people are buying less, so the edition sizes are smaller. And so that used to be the deal. Like, it's like, well, like I remember Delaney, every time that they would do a variant on the Sideshow statue, he would buy it. He would have it the next day. And like, what was the edition sizes on those? 100, right? Or something like that back in the day,
150,
150.
Yeah.
And so like there is a benefit. Not only is it a rare piece, you're going to have resale value with it. People are probably going to want it because there weren't very many made. Nowadays, there's still not very many made, but there's not as many buyers that are fighting over it. But it does depend on the piece. I was perusing through Prime One's website, Sideshow's website. A lot of the ones that I'm interested in getting, they're all waitlisted. All of them.
Oh yeah.
And so that does say something. That does say, even though the edition sizes are lower, there is still some health to this hobby. But I agree with Billy. Like, I feel like there's not really, unless it's a piece that there are still pieces I order day one, but it's not that I'm worried that I'm not going to get one. It's just that I really want one. And so it's like, I'm not worried that if I pre-ordered the Riddler from Sideshow. Okay. Day one, I can't wait to have him. But if I missed out on that pre-order, I'd wait 3 years and get it on eBay, or I'd wait 3 years and get it in the buy sell trade group. Like, that's fine. I know, Dan, you're still looking for Penguin.
I am, but I'm patient.
But you're patient, right? Because at this point in the game that yes, you have a little bit of FOMO, but at the same time, you're still going to get it.
Yeah.
At some point. Right? How about the rest of you? Where do you guys weigh in on FOMO
It's
outside of me and Billy?
I could see, like, not to cut you off, but like I saw Gem Mint's review of the Superman premium format. When he did it, it was already waitlisted at Sideshow. Well, I knew like 2 other places where I could get it, and it was literally in my house 3 days later. But it was up pre-order for months, and I liked it. I saw, pictures of it. I never ordered it, and when I finally saw it, and my whole thing has never changed. And this is why, when I think back to when I started and YouTube, why I always appreciated, Jeff and Jem and Cartel from Hell and Chris. These guys would do the review with the statue right next to them. So you can kind of get an idea of size and how big this thing was, it was much better than a picture, which is why obviously them being at cons and being able to see it in person is much better than pictures or videos, but we don't have that anymore, and, seeing even till this day, like I said, I watch Jem's video and I'm like, that thing is awesome. And I know where I can fit it, and literally had it 3 days later. But that wasn't FOMO. That was just me waiting. And then, it does look good in person. The production came out really good. I can fit it space-wise, financially, whatever. And I think I kind of got it at retail, getting it where I got it if I would have got it from Sideshow anyway. But, just like I said, I didn't pre-order it. I just got it after it was already waitlisted. So, there's places to go as you learn the hobby. You learn where you can go and stuff like that. But, it's just got to be patient. That's big. Then like Thor, Gunner's like, just be patient. Like, that's like his thing,
Always been his MO. And
always been his thing. Yeah, just be patient, and that it'll come around.
Dan, where do you weigh in on FOMO in 2025?
No, I tend to agree with a lot of what Billy said. It doesn't hit me nearly like it used to. And I think a big part of that is I love the collection that's around me, right? So I don't feel like I'm trying to fill these gaps in my collection or anything like that. The number of available slots is small. And I don't know, I just find myself feeling comfortable being patient, knowing these things come around. And like Billy said, it's when you're a younger collector, you haven't been doing this as long, at least, you constantly feel that pressure. And I have to be honest, that was at least my least favorite part of the hobby. It was
Same.
a little stressful, I don't feel that at all these days. If somebody said to me, you cannot collect another statue, I'd be fine with what's in my room because I enjoy it every day. I really do.
Do you remember the days of like, I always remember, I felt like it was always like a Thursday at 2 p.m. my time.
Oh, yeah.
That's when the Sideshow stuff would go up. Thursday, those were the big ones, like they had like the little plasticky stuff the rest of the week. And then boom, Thursday, where you knew that was going to be the premium format day. That was going to be the big statues. And so I remember, you'd be wherever you were, whether you're at work or whether you're home or whatever, you're like, I'm on my laptop getting ready because I can't miss out. Out. And those days are really not around anymore, really. Much to the chagrin, I'm sure, of Sideshow. I'm sure they probably still wish that it was like that. But I just don't feel like, and also, do you feel like part of it is, and we've talked about it before, where they kind of maybe shot themselves in the foot by giving so many discounts after it came out and stuff like that. There was no incentive to pre-order a statue there for a long time.
By the way, I feel like, to your point about they shot themselves in the foot, I feel like this show, Rogues Gallery, we've been talking for years about the thing. You could see it coming a mile away, what was going to happen with the statue collecting hobby. So, you know, they were going to eventually push prices to the point where it falls off a cliff and they just move collectors out of the hobby. They're going to increase shipping prices till they have the same effect. They're going to, you know, all these other factors, and it's all come to pass. And here we are. And you know what? Honestly, finding other aspects of the hobby outside of just sharing like we do on this show, but other aspects of the hobby, whether it's comics, CGC comics, the art, you know, whatever it is, it really kind of rounds out, at least for me, rounds out the hobby. I've enjoyed it, you know, those aspects equally as much.
Yeah, I'm so glad that those have crept in, you know, because I think, especially like for me, like I was always statues, but it wasn't really until I met you guys that I started doing the CGCs, and then that CGCs kind of led into art prints, and then the art prints led into that you can actually get originals of some of this stuff. Like, and you're right, it really has truly rounded out the hobby, and I'm so thankful I met all of you, because it's made collecting so much more fun. And not only from the friendship aspect, but also just the, you know, it's like there's so much cool stuff that you don't always know about out there. And so I thank you guys for that, because again, I was clueless to a lot of that. I just like the painted rock. But Jeff, Matt, Eric, where do you weigh in on the FOMO? Where are you guys at?
I would say in 2025, I'm the same as Dan. I think me and Dan, not statue related, but last year really got into the Whatnot app, and like, oh, you see this, and I'm not gonna name any names. I'm just gonna say there's about the popular ones are, oh, this is a must-have, and this is gonna, you know, oh, you gotta get it and all that, and it's like, no, they made 10,000 of that. No, that's not real popular, but it's kind of gave me the used car salesman vibe, you know what I'm saying, type thing like that, where, and then I'll see these people at cons, the same people, and I'm just like, I don't respect you. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I don't want to talk to you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's like, no, not every comic / card or whatever is, oh, this is going to be worth $10 million. Well, no, it's not. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, so, you know, definitely just waking up to that. And like I say, in 2025, it's not even with respect. I'll get it. Like, you know, I was talking to Jimmy from Godlike, and I was like, I really want the big chap Alien. I missed out on it. You know, Aliens is one of my biggest franchise, you know, type thing like that. And, you know, so I missed out, and he was like, it'll come up. He was like, you can get it on eBay. You know what I'm saying? Just wait, you know, it'll come up, or they'll make another version of it. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. But that's why I kind of, you know, ordered Dog Alien kind of pretty much first day. And I was like, hey, you know, at least I'll have an Alien piece to go with my Ripley piece and all that. So, yeah, but
I'll tell you a place where you do have FOMO. At a comic convention.
Oh yeah.
When you pull up to a table and you see a piece of original art.
Oh yeah.
How many of us are like, oh, I'm getting that one?
Yeah. Yep.
Right? Because if you don't snag it,
somebody else will.
It's going to be gone.
It's going to be gone
the first day.
Yep.
So I think we've all fell into that trap.
The con FOMO is like 1,000. You know, it's just 1,000%. But then, you know, not having the FOMO 363 days out of the year, you know, kind of helps with that, you know.
Now, Delaney, you know, obviously you collect statues, but also you have been for a very long time, longer than statues. You've been a CGC collector, old comic book collector. Have you experienced a ton of FOMO in that aspect of your collecting outside of the statues?
Well, yeah, I mean, every time a book that I really want comes up for auction, there's massive fear of missing out, which is why if you bid on something on heritage auctions,
Yep.
they have the big red bid button.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is click on that button and you bid again.
Yeah.
Make it really, really easy, and it's so easy. Especially, they've got one auctioneer there that's been there forever, who knows more about comics than any of the other auctioneers. And if I ever sell my collection there, I'm going to require, his name is Barry, I'm going to require that he be the guy, because during the auction, he throws in little tidbits of information about the comic that none of the other auctioneers have a clue about, but he knows it all. And people bid. It makes people think, oh my
Sure,
God.
it makes price is going to go up.
And yeah, so there's massive FOMO with comics. Statues, not a lot for me anymore. Trying to think of any. You know what? So Billy recently picked up a Wolverine. That's a custom one. I also ordered that one. There might have been a little bit of FOMO there. It was reviewed by Art Statue Collector, and he called it like the best produced statue, or maybe he said custom statue.
And believe me, he sees them all.
That he'd never seen.
Yeah.
You know, and so I inquired about that one, and I was shocked to find out that of the edition size of 50, it was still available. So I ordered that, even though I have no X-Men pieces in my collection right now. So there might have been a little bit of FOMO there, but I haven't received it yet. But I hear from Billy it's a nice piece, so I think I'll probably be happy.
I've seen a really great X23 I was going to send you that would look really good with that as well.
Oh, really?
I'll send it to you later.
Yeah, please do.
That custom croc looked good.
It's your style.
Oh, it did.
I'm still hunting down that flag you sent me for the.
Oh yeah.
I looked everywhere.
I don't know. He might have custom made it or something.
Oh man.
Was that you that posted that? No.
The guy put American flag behind the LBS Captain America. Looked really cool.
It looked really good, and somebody was asking about where you can find one. I don't know.
That's actually a great idea.
Yeah,
and it was
really
like
good.
posed, like it was like it was waving in the wind. It looked really nice.
It looked like a comic cover, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
So like I'll tell you, like, you know, Eric knows that I also collect sports memorabilia. So the FOMO in that is that when a prospect comes up and they have a little success, and everybody crams for their autograph and just tries to get all these things signed, and then if the guy bombs and he's a journeyman reliever or he's out of the major leagues in 3 or 4 years, it becomes nothing. Now everybody's stuck with all this stuff, you know.
Yeah, I think.
But that's really the way that it goes. Like you try to get these guys to sign when they're relatively new, so they're cheaper, and then hopefully their careers go up and their stuff goes up in value. But it doesn't always end up that way. So
with the statues, like it feels like the FOMO has like evolved over the years to where, you know, like if we go years back when we started, you know, prices were lower. There weren't so many of the same character. It was more like, you know, I should pick that up. I don't want to miss out. But even then, pieces really didn't really sell out. The only piece I could think of that I missed out on was Thanos on Throne, which I had to find in the secondary market. And then, but compared to these days, it doesn't really, I mean, if you have focus, I don't really think you have FOMO, especially these days, because again, pieces aren't selling out. Prices are sky high. Before I was collecting 1/3, I was collecting quarter scale, new 52. FOMO for that, because if you're collecting an entire line, obviously you want to have every character in that line, and
they didn't make one.
Yeah, or if they don't make one, but God forbid you get like four down the line, and all of a sudden you missed one. It's like,
how is that?
Well, what do I do?
That? Yeah,
but
that's right. There was no Aquaman, right?
No Aquaman.
Yeah, but I think if you just have focus, if you know what you want in your collection, plan it out. Like this is the way I want my room to look. Then you're not going to miss out on anything. Make sure if there's something that you really, really want, you pre-order it day one as soon as it goes up for pre-order, and that's it.
I think you brought up a great point that I had not thought about, was the fact in the old days there just were there was one Poison Ivy, there was one Harley Quinn, and so everybody was chomping at the bit. But now there's a million Harley Quinns, and it's just it's just one of those things where it really does make a difference.
This topic, I thought I was doing okay until you mentioned this topic, and now there's a few pieces in my head, and I'm like, like you mentioned Riddler. I'm like, I didn't order Riddler yet. that Killer Croc versus Batman. I really love that piece. I feel like that's one I'm going to regret not buying. Billy has it. Chris, you got it. Batman Triumphant. I really love that piece. That piece is gone now. You can't find that piece anymore. But
Right,
there's a few pieces that I feel like, oh, maybe I should have ordered those. But
Eric, like you don't have a
There'll
lot
be
of
more.
space, so when you are gonna order something, that should keep you at bay because it's not just financially can I afford this. It's like where am I gonna put it?
yeah,
So,
I mean, I can expand, but that's the thing. I don't want to expand my room. But
right,
yeah.
because you also want to have your room looking a certain way. Like you don't want to have it cluttered. Yeah, we could all fit. I could fit more statues down here. Just get
Yeah.
rid of this or that and start going out into the other room of the basement. But I'm not looking to do that. But I think the sign of the times, the financial situation that we're all in has killed FOMO. Maybe more people would have it if they could, if the prices weren't so high. If we're talking about a 1/3 prime one piece, on average, they're over $2,000.
And the market's flooded. We have millions of the
flooded,
same
but-
character. So
Right. It's over $2,000. It's like, 16-year-old Billy, my first car wasn't $2,000. And here I have like 50 1/3 statues sitting on shelves. So
I mean, it's flooded. That's what's causing me FOMO right now with the Riddler because I don't know if I should order the sideshow because I'm waiting for Prime 1.
Yep.
In the back of my head, I'm already going to order the Tweeter head. It's like, well, how many Riddlers am I going to have in my collection? I'm like, there's so many of the character now. It's
Here's
crazy.
here's the thing. Look behind you. You have third scales.
Yeah.
So the Prime
Of
1
course,
makes
yeah.
the most sense for you.
Well, I have quarter scales.
Or a 1/3 bust from Tweeterhead.
yeah, and you could use that as a placeholder till that prime one piece comes out. And
Yeah, I forget this isn't my only room. I also have my office, which has statues in it. So I'm always like, oh, I could put the bust in my office and stuff like that. So that's my plan actually for the bust to go in my office. That's why you guys keep mentioning the weight. I actually don't want the busts to be that heavy because they're going to be going on shelves in my office where I don't want like 200 pounds on a shelf.
Here's what you need to do. You need to turn into the collector that buys all this crap, keeps it in boxes, and never ever unboxes it. And
I
just
might
has
go
it
there.
in a warehouse somewhere.
I said if they ever make a Riddler, I'm going to buy like 2 of them just to support the company. And then here I am. I didn't even order one yet. I'm like,
Amateur.
it's also like, like back in the day, there was no tax, like
Yeah,
there,
that's
there
true.
was no tax on eBay. There was no tax on at Sideshow, shipping was $40, a premium format was $350, so
Yeah, my eBay purchase yesterday was a lot more than $1,400 because I had to pay all the damn tax on it.
yeah, there was,
And it's like, yep,
that
You
kills.
know what?
kills it.
If there's something I want on eBay, I just did this last week. I do everything in my power to find out who that eBay seller is and contact them off of eBay.
yeah.
They'll subtract out their eBay fees like 10%, plus you're not paying sales tax. You end up saving quite a bit.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's good you brought up eBay. That's really my only FOMO is like auctions, trying to win an auction.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you can, like Jeff said, go that route. Hopefully you can find it in the buy sell trade groups. That's obviously a great place. But again, if you do that, make sure you do a video conference call. Do not rely on photos. Those can be doctored very easily. And God knows with AI, video probably can too now, which is scary. But at least in 2025, I think we're still safe. Next year, we might be talking about different strategies.
The scammers have been creeping up the last few weeks. I've been kicking the hell out of them out of the groups, but they've been trying to get through the doors.
Yeah.
I appreciate your help with that.
There's been a little bit of an uptick. I should say.
Hey guys, thank you so very much for watching today. And if you're new here, please hit the subscribe button right here on the screen and check out these 2 awesome videos. I think you're going to love them. And also please join us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. I would love to have you join in all the fun. Thank you guys so very much for watching. See you in the Batcave.